Hello. So here's showcasing of a little bit of Minecraft editor type of clone called Cubia for the time being, built using Unity game engine as well as C Sharp. So let's get down to it. So I'm right now working in the Unity editor, and what I have is raycasting continuously. And if I clip through the y equals 0 plane, it gives me this kind of selector box, and it does clip it to like an integer plane. It doesn't give it continuous values. And I'm currently in the editor create mode. That's, by the way, the sun that's orbiting around there. Doesn't look too shiny. As you can notice from the left hand side, which is debugging and shows the Unity editor scene. I'm a capsule and I can move around if I want to, and I can FPS style free move my camera. So let's get down into creating some blocks. So basically what it does is now it's clipping to the y equals 0 plane, but if it does encounter a block, then it checks with which normal, which face it's hitting, and then it tries to create a block on top of that. So you can start building, I don't know, a house or something like that. The lighting is not optimal. It's still, I mean, I'm not an expert on materials and lighting and all that rendering stuff. I'm not a graphics guy, so I need to work on that. But just to experiment around, and also I can then start removing blocks. I just reverted, as you can see from my little GUI, true/false indicator on the top left of the game corner over here. Right now I am not in the create mode, which means I'm in the destroy mode, so I can destroy blocks. And I'm gonna destroy, well, let's leave some. And I also have two stress tests. One is 10 by 10 set of blocks that are highlighted with a red material. I'm clicking E. There we go. So the greatest height is 3. It randomly generates 1, 2, 3 cubes per each location. And I'm currently in the delete mode, so I can start deleting these cubes if I want to. I'm gonna carve a little corner over here. But I can also, if I go into create mode, these behave just like any other blocks. I can, they're basically like any other blocks. I just have a red material to remind myself that these were created by the stress tester. So I can build myself a little house on top of these stress test blocks, or I can start removing stuff again. But then this is 10 by 10 or 20 by 20, and at most 3 blocks high, so it's not very much. Let's actually reset the whole scene, and then we will create 100 by 100 up to 10 blocks high stress test, which is obviously going to be 10k to 100k blocks. So I'm pressing stress test. There we go. We just created something between 10k to 100k blocks, and we also have the sun orbiting our scene. I don't know why it's lighting from the side, but every block is casting shadows as far as I know. And obviously the FPS took a hit, but it's still functional. And obviously if I go very directly into a smaller section where it doesn't have to render most of the stuff, I can work on my editor pretty smoothly still. I mean, this is still in the Unity editor, so I can yeah, the crosshair is clipping a little bit to a different position where I might want it to, but it's still doing the thing. And I can also remove blocks with this Well, actually, it just went to the minus axis below the ground, basically. So I can remove blocks if I want to. Obviously, it's laggier, and this is in the Unity editor. I can delete my stuff if I want to, or I can create more. Yeah. So by average, this should produce 50k blocks, and that's what it's rendering at the moment in the editor. And I'm still in the debugging mode. So let's take a look at what happens if I run into the binary. This is the very same, I just built this a moment ago. So if we put the small stress test, it's really fluent, and the sun is shining pretty nicely. Although obviously the materials and reflections and all that need some work, but on a conceptual level, the prototype is working. But if we then do the true stress test, let's see what happens. So it is still clunky, but we're currently looking at like 50k blocks or so, and it's a little bit more smooth than in the editor, and probably could tweak a lot of settings to improve the performance. I have a pretty high-end desktop, but still functioning. So at least on a conceptual level, I don't see why it wouldn't work, even with lots of content to render, or like a big chunk of buildings and stuff. So this is basically where the editor currently is. It's a set of C# scripts, and make a little house over here. I probably should add an FPS meter on that, where it shouldn't. So I'm going to remove that. That's going to be our house. So escaping from there. So that's it. The script is not too big, actually. The main script that's doing all the computations and creating the cube and whatnot. So that's about it. So this is where I'm currently at. Cheers.